It's happened again. It has happened again. 42 years on, Aston Villa have achieved a phenomenal result. And they've... Whoo! Wow. Aston Villa won. Bayern Munich now. Villa have got another 3 points in the Champions League and have arguably won the biggest match that Villa Park has seen for a very, very long time. And I couldn't be happier. I could not be happier. There was going into this game and the build-up to it's been so palpable, so excited. Obviously, the history that we have with Bayern Munich, 42 years ago, we were the team that beat Bayern Munich to win the European Cup, establish ourselves as that team who could go through Europe and beat the top teams. And obviously, to even get that match again 42 years later, when we first qualified for the Champions League competition, it's truly exciting to see. It's exciting to think that this is going to happen. And obviously, like I said, I've been clearly excited. I've literally been building up for this whole week just to see Villa get it. And yeah, for me, it was whatever the result was going to be tonight. It was always going to be about the fact that, one could dream we was going to win. And I had that tinge of feeling. Like, you get that feeling like this might go Villa's way tonight. And I had that feeling. On paper, I was thinking we're probably going to get battered. When you look at those team lineups as well, you're thinking the worst. But you got to have that small glimmer of hope. And oh boy, did we put it in tonight. And overall, I think performance-wise, definitely, not only is it a step up from Ipswich on the weekend, genuinely, I think for me personally, one of the best performances of the season that we've seen. Genuinely, wow, how much effort did they put in tonight? Obviously, for the likes of Gary Shaw, one of those key instrumental players that was there back in 1982, to see him and the rest of the team around the stadium tonight, just to see the whole world essentially pretty much watching this game tonight and to see Villa go and do it again, it's truly a special feeling. It's an absolutely special feeling. In terms of the game itself, I think Villa did really well. Defensively, I thought they were so strong as well. Powell and Diego Carlos, two players that I think have shown a bit of frailty at the time, especially Diego Carlos. I think both of them had a superb game, especially Pau Torres. I think he was absolutely solid. And that shows where you spend the money for players like him, you get that Champions League quality performances. Obviously, first half, we should have had a goal. Unfortunately, it got rolled off offside. But it was a great moment there and then to get the goal there. Some great work from Philip Bade, who I think overall had a superb game. Arguably for me, man of the match, because I think he was absolutely superb. We'll get to man of the match in a bit because a lot of them could have been it. But obviously got brought out from offside. Obviously there was the odd chance here and there from Bayern Munich, but I think defensively we held them out really well. Really silenced the like of Kane, Kingsley Coman as well. So these players that we, on paper, they're just levels above some of what we have, and yet we've managed to make them, look like fodder. Obviously second half then we come out. Obviously a few changes. Obviously Jacob Ramsey's had to go off through injury. Unfortunately, Annan has pretty much had to go off about 10 minutes into the second half. So you're thinking, okay, it's going to be a bit of a change around. And then obviously we make some more substitutions. Leon Bailey, who's only come on for Jacob Ramsey for about 40-50 minutes. He's been subbed off for Matson. And obviously the star man, John Duran, comes on. I just don't understand it with this kid. I don't understand what it is with him. And this level of quality that he's bringing at his age is so impressive. And for somebody that's been a super sub, for me, I've said this multiple times, though, for me, I just don't understand why he can't be starting. Why are we not giving this kid... If this is one you want to keep and essentially have him build around for the future, you should be starting him. And given what he's been doing, given what he's been achieving this season, okay, admittedly, he didn't have the best of games against Wickham, but you can't deny the kid's on form. You can't deny scoring goals in big games. I think for me personally, I'd like to see John Duran start a bit more. Clearly he can score goals. Nothing against Watkins. But again tonight, it's 70 minutes of harder play. I thought he did really well as well. But again, if we're talking about in terms of pure goals and, ultimately getting us over that line for 3 points, that's what John Duran's bringing. And that's, for me, what you should be looking for. John Duran should be perhaps starting games. Philip Bade as well looks so superb. You're thinking you might want to go with a little bit more experience in Leon Bailey since he's got these big games within him as opposed to somebody who perhaps doesn't have that nature of professionalism or experience. And yet Philip was superb. If we're going on man of the matches, then Philip Bade for me, I'm gonna still stick with him. I think Emi Martinez was superb, especially in those last few minutes to make those incredible saves, keep Villa in the game. Obviously, Pau Torres had an amazing game defensively, really solid. And then you can also look at the likes of Ross Barkley when he's coming on, really controlling the pacing and flow of the midfield. Sometimes a little bit slow, sometimes giving the ball away. But there's also a sense of calmness and a sense of um, just generally bringing and shifting the whole dynamic of our midfield up forwards and just giving us a sense of authority over quite a strong, tough midfield from Bayern Munich. And it was just really nice to see that level of composure from us, and just overall play like we weren't afraid. Sure, there were times where quality was shining through from Bayern Munich. But overall, Villa stuck in. We had the home crowd as our advantage, and ultimately we've secured an incredible 3 points. And it is just truly refreshing to see. It's so amazing to see a team like Villa. We've seen it all in the press. It was years ago we were in the Championship, thinking that this club's never going to get there, and now look at where we are. And it's truly amazing to see. And it's yeah. Just a superb evening. One of those evenings that if you were there at the game, you're never going to forget it. If you were there watching it, you're never going to forget it. And for me, this is one of those standout moments. It is an incredible win for Aston Villa, and I couldn't be more happy to see us do it again and secure 3 points in the Champions League in a tough competition. Now, obviously, next game is Manchester United at home, and then also going to an international break. Now, for me personally, Man U will probably be tough. There's a slight part of me that's thinking that somehow Man U's going to do it. Considering how crap Man U have been recently in these last few weeks, it'd just be so typical Villa to lose the game. Win these types of games and then lose against Man U at home in the league. But I'd like to think Villa will do it. I don't know what team we're going to see because of obviously a lot of tired legs, some injuries as well tonight. We're probably going to have to see a quite refreshed team, so we'll have to see and anticipate there. But like I said, if we get 3 points there, it still puts us in a good place and kind of builds us back up again from that Ipswich draw, and ultimately builds on a good, strong foundation before going to the international break. But leave us in the comments down below what you thought. Tell us all your thoughts and memories about the game, and obviously what this means to you. Because for me, I wasn't there obviously to watch it in 1982. My dad was, so it was quite good for him. But for me, it's a new generation, it's a new era at Aston Villa, and what a way to signal it in with an outstanding win tonight against top quality opposition. Aston Villa 1, Bayern Munich 0. Leave in comments down below. But without till then, we'll see you for Man U, up the Villa, with the pride of Villa. See you later, boys.